Okay, let's unpack this. Yesterday wasn't just another day on the baseball calendar, was it?
No, not at all. It felt like,
Yeah.
well, like a whole season packed into one day sometimes.
Right, a fascinating collision of storylines. You had these huge offensive explosions, then these really tight, nail-biting pitching duels.
And all of it leaving a pretty distinct mark, I think, on the season's narrative already.
What's truly compelling here is how, all these different outcomes coast to coast, they really showcase the full range strategically, emotionally of Major League Baseball.
Exactly. Every single result. I mean, even a total blowout, it gives you a unique window into where a team's at, right? Their current state, maybe where they're heading.
Exactly. So for you, we're going to try and peel back the layers on, every key matchup, every big strategic call, and the performances that really defined this pretty extraordinary day.
Sounds good.
We'll look at the, let's call them offensive earthquakes, where the bats just completely took over.
Yeah, those were something else.
Then dive into the gritty battles, where pitching and tactics ruled the day.
The chess matches.
Right. And also explore those emotional roller coasters teams coming back with these really powerful rebound statements. You'll see how these games are, well, way more than just numbers on a scoreboard.
Definitely more than just the box score.
Okay, let's start with the games that really made you double take the score line. Almost look like football scores.
Yeah, a few of those.
The most, well, audacious had to be the Toronto Blue Jays just annihilating the Colorado Rockies, 20-1.
20-1. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not just a win.
No. It felt like a huge offensive statement. Just relentless plate discipline, right? An aggressive approach, constantly driving up pitch counts, jumping on every mistake.
And if you think bigger picture, for the Blue Jays, a game like that, it's like a recalibration for their offense. It shows what they can do when the whole team executes.
Right. It's not just relying on one or two guys hitting homers.
Yeah. Exactly. Sustained execution. But for the Rockies, oh boy, that's a stark look at maybe some systemic pitching issues, maybe defensive focus too.
Yeah, it demands immediate tactical adjustments, you'd think, not just a shake it off kind of thing.
No, that's a deep hole to climb out of mentally and maybe strategically.
And then there was another, maybe more surprising outburst. The Oakland Athletics hammering the Washington Nationals 16-7.
Yeah, the A's, a team that's really, really struggled for any kind of offensive consistency.
Right. But here, they managed to string together quality at-bats. Looked like much better situational hitting than we've often seen from them.
And it wasn't just luck, I don't think. It looked like a genuinely cohesive team effort.
Yeah.
Hitters showing really good plate discipline.
Forcing pitchers deep into counts.
Yeah, exactly. Creating chances for rallies, guys up and down the lineup, contributing. For that fan base, after such a tough season, that must have felt amazing.
Pure joy, yeah. A little glimpse of maybe what a more patient approach could bring them.
For the Nationals, though, it's a bit of a wake-up call, isn't it? Even against a struggling team, you can't overlook the fundamentals. Pitching, defense, it can cost you.
Definitely a costly mistake there. Now, beyond those really huge scores, we saw other teams flexing their muscles too. The San Diego Padres put on a show, beating the Diamondbacks 10-5. And what stood out to me there wasn't just the 10 runs.
So was it.
It seemed like they were much better with 2 strikes, and they were hitting the ball harder with runners in scoring position. Maybe a tactical shift finally clicking.
It's interesting, unlocking that potential they clearly have on paper.
Could be.
Yeah.
And the Minnesota Twins, they really asserted themselves against the Tigers, sweeping that doubleheader.
Right, 6-3 and 9-4. Pretty convincing.
Yeah, and they did it by consistently attacking early in the counts against Detroit starters. Seemed like a deliberate strategy, disrupt their rhythm.
That makes sense. Aggressive early, set the tone. Okay, so for every one of those slugfests, there was the opposite, right? A game that was just a masterclass in strategy and pitching.
Absolutely, the tight ones.
Games that demanded patience, precision, that real will to win. And it makes you ask, beyond just the score, what, fundamental traits define a team in those low-scoring battles?
Well, the Cleveland Guardians and New York Mets series was a perfect example of that.
Okay.
The Guardians grind out these wins 3-2 and 4-1, and these weren't about power hitting at all. It was all about, exceptional small ball execution, timely defensive shifts that just killed Mets rallies.
And the bullpen.
Oh, the bullpen, consistently getting weak contact in those huge moments. You could really see every single player contributing to the strategy.
That Guardians bullpen deserves so much credit.
Yeah.
Holding off a dangerous Mets lineup like that with just precision pitching, bending but not breaking.
Yeah.
That ability to perform in high-leverage spots, that's gold in a playoff race.
Absolutely invaluable.
And similarly, you look at the Yankees and Rangers. That first game, the Rangers 2-0 win.
Pure pitching and defense.
Total showcase. Their ace commanding the zone, the infield playing flawlessly. They just shut down one of the best offenses in the league.
But then, classic Yankees, right? They show that resilience.
They bounce back.
Bounce right back, win the next one 3-2. A real tight contest. And that ability, to rebound from being shut down like that with a grinded-out win, maybe sparked by a key walk or a perfectly placed single.
That's the mark of a championship-caliber team, isn't it? Finding ways to win even when things aren't clicking perfectly.
Exactly.
And there were other close ones, too, painting that picture of teams just fighting for every single inch, like the Tampa Bay Rays getting that 7-3 win over the Angels.
Yeah, that score looks a bit wider than the game actually felt for a long time.
Right. It really showed the Rays' knack for managing their bullpen, leveraging those matchups late, executing shutdown innings. They just find ways to win close games. It's what they do.
They really do have a knack for it. Okay, so now, let's talk about maybe the most compelling stories from yesterday. The psychological battles.
The revenge games, almost.
Yeah, teams having to overcome a really crushing defeat to find victory right away. The St. Louis Cardinals.
God, wow.
After getting absolutely hammered by the Dodgers 12-6.
Which must have just been demoralizing.
Totally. They come back the very next game and win 5-3. That takes incredible fortitude.
It really does. That kind of mental toughness.
Yeah.
It's just invaluable. It's one thing to lose badly. It's another thing entirely to come back the next day, make those immediate adjustments, probably at the plate.
Right, change the approach.
And just refuse to let that previous loss define you. And on the flip side,
Right.
it showed even the Dodgers aren't invincible, right? Their pitching can be got at if they're not executing perfectly.
True. That Cardinals win felt like a statement. Like pride, proving the first game was just, an off day, could really ignite something for them.
Potentially huge for their divisional race.
And then the Chicago Cubs and Cincinnati Reds, they had their own series of emotional swings.
Divisional rivals, always intense.
The Reds win 5-1 first, really shutting the Cubs down with great pitching.
Showcasing their ability there.
But the Cubs weren't having it. They respond with a dominant 6-1 win of their own. Timely extra base hits, strong start from their own guy.
That back and forth is exactly what makes division baseball so great to watch, isn't it?
Absolutely enthralling.
So both teams walk away with a win, but that psychological battle for who's got the edge in that division, that just keeps simmering.
Yeah, it's far from over.
And we saw a similar story with the Orioles and Phillies. Shared the spoils there, too.
Right. Phillies get a 5-0 shutout first. Stellar pitching performance, kept the Orioles hitters totally off balance.
Looked dominant.
But then Baltimore fights back, wins the second game 5-1, showed their own resilience, adjusted their approach against the Phillies bullpen later on.
So another split series leaves both teams maybe with some questions, but also some positives to build on heading into their next games. Gives them insights, right? Strengths, weaknesses.
Definitely. And one more split series to mention, the Houston Astros and Miami Marlins.
Ah, yeah, the powerhouse and the scrappy underdog.
Pretty much. Astros win the first one 7-3, showing that veteran hitting skill they have.
As expected, maybe.
But then the Marlins, scrappy, determined, they come back and win the second game 6-4.
How'd they manage that?
Really seemed like they exploited the Astros bullpen late in the game effectively. It just proves, doesn't it? No team, no matter how good, is totally safe. Upsets happen.
Especially when, maybe smaller market teams play with that bit of a chip on their shoulder. They came to play.
Exactly right.
So if we try to sum up everything from yesterday, it really hammers home that baseball is just a sport of extremes, isn't it? A constant unfolding of these unique little stories every day.
It really is.
I mean, you've got the Blue Jays winning by 19 runs, and then the Yankees winning by just one, maybe on a single key play.
Yeah.
You've got a team like the Cardinals suffering that huge defeat, then turning right around and winning with, pure grit and smart adjustments.
Right.
Which brings up a big question, I think. How will these really distinct outcomes, especially the ones that maybe defied expectations, how will they really impact the momentum and the strategic thinking for these teams moving forward?
That's the key question. So what does all this mean for you listening in and for these teams looking ahead?
Well, these games, they're definitely going to have a ripple effect.
No doubt.
Like, can the Blue Jays actually translate that one explosion into a more consistently aggressive approach day in, day out?
Good question. maintain that energy.
And the Guardians, with those clutch, close wins, they're just cementing that reputation, aren't they?
Yeah.
Resilient, know how to win tight ones, building real confidence in their strategy.
Yeah, that belief that they can pull it off.
And the Cardinals, that bounce back. Could that be a genuine turning point, a moment where they find that identity and really surge in their division, kind of propelled by that mental toughness they just showed?
Absolutely could be. That's the kind of win that can galvanize a clubhouse.
Ultimately, yesterday just felt like a perfect little microcosm of a whole baseball season.
That's a great way to put it.
You know, filled with those glorious highs, some really painful lows, but always that enduring hope that no matter what happened today, you get to come back and play again tomorrow.
Yep. It's the daily grind.
The constant adjustments needed just to survive, let alone succeed.
That really is the beauty, isn't it? And the enduring power of America's pastime. The wins and losses from yesterday, okay, they're in the record books now.
Done and dusted.
But their real impact, we're going to feel that in the coming weeks, the months ahead, as teams try to carry that momentum or, trying to overcome the setbacks.
The race for the postseason is definitely heating up.
It is. And yesterday's games were just another thrilling chapter in that whole epic journey. So as you keep following the league, maybe think about how these single-game stories, the tactics, the psychology, the surprises, how they all add up to the bigger picture of the season.
And what that might mean for your favorite team's chances down the stretch. Always something to watch.